welcome to a brand new episode of Comment Section. That's right. Oh, guys, it's that time of the year again. That's right.
Yes,
One of my favorite episodes to do every year, and we didn't do it last year. Can't blame us.
Yeah.
I kind of blame Marvel for why we didn't do it last year.
Yeah.
But it is back, our annual San Diego Comic-Con episode. That's right. We are going to be talking about the big news that came out of SDCC this year. This and probably our Unwanted Christmas are the episodes I get the most excited for every year. So, looking forward to diving in to what they gave us this year.
Staples, SDCC 26, which sounds a little like it could be a disease. SDCC
it does,
26.
Like something. Hey, yeah. Doc, why does it burn when I pee?
Yeah, it's a virus classification.
Yes.
But it's not that. No, it is Comic-Con in the biggest Comic-Con in a city that we are, like 1,000, 1,500 miles away from or something?
Yeah.
2,000 miles?
Producer Paul is refusing to get us the plane tickets or the media credentials to go cover it. So that's why sometimes it takes a little while for us to do it. And we have to go on based on what other people report. We can't just go there with our microphones.
Yeah.
Like we
but
deserve
that makes those reporters the middlemen. We're getting you straight to it. We're the front lines. They're just the middlemen, and no one cares about the middlemen.
Yeah, we do the important part, which is we talk about it, we explain, we give context about our opinions.
Exactly.
So yes, there we go. Also, I would be remiss if I didn't bring up that today is also D23. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe we could get a little bit of breaking news during this episode.
Yeah,
who
breaking
knows?
News, yeah. Could
Who
be.
knows? Yeah, I'll be keeping, because as we're recording this, tonight is when they have the big movie panel, and then movie and TV panel. Tomorrow is when they do the parks panel. I'm really excited for the panel tonight. But I gotta say, so my sister loves the Disney parks.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't really know how big a deal D23 was last time 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest. We spent hours on Twitter, just me refreshing it, airplaying it on the Apple TV, and her mind was constantly blown. Like, oh my God.
So it's a big deal.
Yes. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And we'll see if they have enough for us to do a special on. Yeah, because, sometimes 2022 was not a great one. But I think 2024 was a good one, so we'll see. But that's not what we're here to talk about.
Yeah.
But although I do have a little thing from D23 we could bring up. In lieu of a topic I couldn't find any info about.
Yeah.
But also, I do think there's a little disclaimer we have to give off the top that we should talk about, because we just know how fans are. I know how fans are, so I'm just going to address this right here real quick. Now, a lot of our stuff, the topics, is going to be Marvel stuff. And I know there are going to be some people who are just like, where's the DC stuff? They had lanterns and all that there. I'm just going to be straight with you guys. We are recording this on Friday, August 14th. Man, if we were doing April 14th.
We are psychics.
Yes. Yeah. Nostradamus right here. Oh, I have a feeling they're going to bring Deadpool to the Avengers panel. When we're recording this on Friday. Lanterns premieres on Sunday. If we were doing this live, if we were live streaming this, which someday we'll try to figure out how to do that. Today would really be the cutoff for us to talk about lanterns.
Yeah.
But it's just the way it is, guys.
Yeah.
Lanterns is going to be premiering literally in 2 days.
Yeah.
There's no reason for us to talk about, because there's no... Look, here's the honest truth. There's no reason in a few days for us to post the episode where we talk about, do you think Lanterns is going to be very good? Where... Spoiler alert. This isn't a spoiler because it's coming out after the show premieres.
Yeah.
People are already going to be so upset and arguing about how they killed off Hal Jordan in the first episode. That's the leak going around, and people are already so upset about this show.
Okay.
Another win for the new DC universe.
Nice.
Great job, guys. So that's the honest reason why we're not covering Lanterns, is because we ran out of time.
Yeah.
And also, Batman Caped Crusader, I would have loved to talk about it, but they held that panel like only a week before it premiered, so it's already out now. I will say I have watched the first episode. Oh my god, I love that show so
awesome.
much. It is my favorite of all the current superhero adaptations. Now that Superman Lois is done, Batman Caped Crusader, that is my favorite, and they came back strong with a really good first episode. So,
nice.
Yeah, that's why we're not covering Lanterns. Or
Yeah.
Batman
Yeah.
Caped Crusader, which already came out.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we don't have time to cover everything, so we gotta have some reasons to cut some stuff.
Yes. Yeah, so that's why. And again, oh man, people are it's going to be great on Sunday night, seeing all these, I say great sarcastically, seeing all these people argue online about if Lanterns made the right choice killing off Hal Jordan in the first episode.
Yeah.
All right, so shall we get into with our first topic then? Or
yeah, absolutely.
Did you have a bunch of topics where it's worth us flipping the coin, or?
No, you can just go first.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and choose my topics based on if it feels like they fit into what we're talking about a little bit, but yeah.
All right. So I guess we'll go off with this first topic. This one is about my most anticipated video game of the year. Even more so than Grand Theft Auto 6, which I am looking forward to, even though it's not going to have a disc. What is up with that? What's up with that? PlayStation phasing out discs in 2 years. That is...
Yeah,
I don't like that.
That's another can of worms news, yeah.
Yes. But my most anticipated video game of this year is Marvel's Wolverine. That's right. I gotta say right now, we've been pretty lucky because we've been getting a lot of Marvel stuff lately. A bunch of we've diversified outside of just the MCU, right? We've gotten X-Men 97,
Yeah.
your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, Spider-Noir. But I have to say, of all the recently launched Marvel universes, the Insomniac Spider-Man games is my personal favorite. And I'm really excited to see their take on Wolverine. The fourth installment of that series will be Marvel's Wolverine, and at Comic-Con they did share some new details about the game. So this comes to us via Deadline, and real quick, let's just bring up the man himself right here.
Yeah.
Oh, why isn't it?
Yeah,
There
they have a really good track record with the Marvel Spider-Man games.
Yes.
So this should be awesome.
Yeah,
Looks
I
really
am
good.
so excited for it. I'm really on an X-Men kick right now. Like, I gotta say, like the comics I'm reading the most right now just happen to be X-Men ones. So I'm really on an X-Men kick right now. So this comes to us via Deadline. So Wolverine, the game is set in the same universe as the Spider-Man games, and at this point, the X-Men do not yet exist in this universe. And one change that this game will have compared to the Spider-Man games that I'm a little disappointed with, but I get, is that they're not going to be open world the way the Spider-Man games are. Now, in the game, Wolverine is working with a Black Ops group called Team X, and that team includes Nathaniel Essex, who in the comics we know as Mr. Sinister, who was recently in X-Men 97 Season 1, Mystique, and Wolverine's archenemy Sabretooth. Now, their goal, that team's goal, is to stop billionaire Bolivar Trask, who's abducting and abusing mutants, including using Sentinels, who we know from the cartoons are those giant robots that hunt mutants. And in the game, it also focuses on the relationship between Logan and Jean Grey. Now, narrative director Walt Williams said that Jean has been on her own since her powers activated and constantly on the move. And she wants to give other mutants a home where they can live a normal life, especially those who can't pass as human. Now, game director Mike Daly said that Logan and Jean are two broken souls, and they find hope in each other, leading to a little bit of a spark. Now, in the game, you don't know, is that a romantic spark? Is it a platonic spark? But that is what's going to happen. Now, in the game, it's going to show Logan's journey of him going to Japan, which makes sense because that was the plot of the first Wolverine solo series that Chris Claremont and Frank Miller did back in the 80s. And the game will also include Lady Deathstrike and the group known as The Hand. Now, Lady Deathstrike previously appeared in X2, played by Kelly Hu. And The Hand, for those of you who follow the MCU, appeared in Marvel's Netflix TV shows like Daredevil, and recently in Spider-Man Brand New Day. And of course, we should say, the game will be released on PlayStation 5 on September 15th. So that's what we have for Marvel's Wolverine. And I gotta say, I am so excited for this game. Everything we've been hearing about this game gets me pumped. I love how I think the thing that really stands out to me is that in this universe, the X-Men don't exist yet. So I feel like that really raises the stakes about the danger that the mutant community is facing in this game. And they've got a lot of great they've got a lot of great classic characters like Sabretooth, like Lady Deathstrike.
Yeah.
So I think it feels like, just like they did with Spider-Man, it feels like Insomniac is trying to make the definitive Wolverine game.
Yes.
And I love that. I love how in the trailers you see he has the different costumes.
Yeah.
Like you have obviously the classic yellow suit, which is, well, I think what most people think of when they think of Wolverine. Mm-hmm. You've got the brown and tan suit that you saw in X-Men Evolution. It looks like you kind of have the black leather suit that you had in Ultimate X-Men that you could kind of substitute as the movie suit from the old Fox X-Men movies. Yeah, I love his relationship with Jean. Sounds like it'll really be the heart of the game. And Insomniac does a really great job with heartfelt moments in their games. I'm thinking of, like, in Spider-Man 2, that relationship between Peter and Mary Jane and Harry Osborn, that they did such a great job with that. Yes, the game fell apart in the last fifth once Peter lost the symbiote suit, but still, those first 3/4 of that game are brilliant.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited for this game. I love how they're bringing him into Japan. It just, I don't know what else to say other than it feels like they're trying to make the definitive Wolverine game. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. So after hearing about what Insomniac has planned for this game, what do you think about the news coming out for this game, which comes out basically a month from now?
Cool. Well, first note, I agree with, I guess first of all, like I said, good track record with the Spider-Man games. And on your note of, like, the definitive Wolverine game, and also on your note of commenting on open world versus not, I do feel like the definitive Spider-Man game is, like, open world swinging around New York City, and they did that with Marvel Spider-Man.
Yeah.
With this, the definitive Wolverine game, they clearly have that in mind. They're not just doing, like, the Spider-Man game, but with Wolverine instead. Like, they clearly are considering this character and what this calls for. And I also have noticed, I've heard from people, open world games are like my favorite thing, but I think that there's a little bit of open world fatigue to gamers because, like,
really?
Like every game, every, like, AAA title for the last 10, 15 years has been an open world game. So there are a lot of people who are fatigued by it a little bit, even though I always prefer non-linear gameplay to linear gameplay. But yeah, I do think creating the definitive Wolverine game does call for this more action-adventure direction. It looks like it's very combat-based. Makes a lot of sense for this. So I think they're in the right direction. There's a great track record. And I'll say I looked up some gameplay footage. It is... I mean, it's violent. It's like Mortal Kombat. It's like Mortal Kombat. Like it is bloody.
Yes, it is. It lives up to that M rating.
Yeah, this is like
you thought Grand Theft Auto would traumatize the kids. Oh no.
This is like the kind of game that will get WASP parents protesting and trying to ban it. Pretty awesome. But
how dare you have that little superhero cut people with his claws?
Yeah,
that's not what they do.
Yeah. He's got claws. It's gonna be violent. So yeah, very excited about this. Should be a really fun time.
Oh yes. Now I never thought I'd say this, but part of me is really looking forward to loading up that game. Putting him in the classic yellow suit. And then, what was that Madonna song they played in Deadpool and Wolverine?
Oh, I can't remember.
When you call my name.
Yeah.
Blasting down on Alexa and just slashing fools while playing that song.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you know enough about the different Wolverine costumes.
Not really.
Because, in this game, they're giving you quite a bit. I'm really looking forward to playing with the classic yellow suit.
Yeah.
Is there a suit that kind of stands out to you? What would you be more excited for him to be in the yellow suit? Would you want more of like a black suit like he had in the old X-Men movies, or just a T-shirt and jacket? Is that good enough?
No.
What would be the one that would stand out to you?
I have always been a total fan of color. Like I said, I love the yellow Batman symbol. I want the yellow suit. That's that's just how I am. I want a color.
Oh yes. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. So I guess before we move on, Insomniac is just crushing it. I know some people have kind of turned on them because they didn't like the last little bit of Spider-Man 2. It wasn't great, but still, you're built. You have such a strong first 75% of that game. It just falls apart a bit at 25. It's not like it's terrible. It's just like, But but other than that, Insomniac has done such a great job with these Marvel characters over 3 games with Spider-Man, Peter Parker, and Miles Morales. Is there a Marvel character that you would like to see them take on next?
One thing that comes to mind, one thing that just feels like that's a good video game would be like the Hulk or something. It'd be like, that just immediately comes to mind as like, that's a great video game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, something like that. I mean, the other major thought would be like Captain America, but for some reason the Hulk is like, it immediately came to my mind as like, that would be an amazing video game.
Yeah, for me, I would say Captain America would be the next one that I would really want, but Hulk would be a great one too.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be cool if you could choose, is he Banner, and then you press triangle and he just hulks out and stuff like that?
Sort of like an alt in video games that have ultimates.
Yes.
Or power moves. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I guess that's all we had for Marvel's Wolverine, out September 15th. So excited. So I guess we'll move on to our next topic. Which did you want me to do the next topic then?
I guess I would ask, are you planning on keeping on a Marvel track, or because my topic
this next
would be
one's a Star Wars
related.
one.
Okay. Let's do that one next.
All right. Well, guys, we're living in an age where there's a bunch of Star Wars content coming out as all the time.
Yeah.
We're getting movies back on the big screen. We're having live-action TV shows, and we have animated shows. Which I gotta say, recently I watched the first episode of that Darth Maul show. It's actually really good.
Oh.
So anyone
Yeah.
interested, you go check it out.
Yeah.
But
And on this podcast, we are Grogu heads.
Oh, yeah.
We've seen it 8 times in theaters.
Grogu is life.
Yes.
That's right. So, yeah. You know, how much did Mandalorian make? Like 400 million? Guess where 100 of that came from?
Yeah.
Us. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Why do you think we're broke on this podcast?
Yes. Producer Paul is like, again? You're going again? And I'm like, Producer Paul, I don't think you understand. We need another Mandalorian Grogu movie. This story cannot end. It needs to go on.
Yeah. We
Like,
went
what
and
are
we thought like, oh, awesome, a Mandalorian movie. And then we saw Grogu?
Yes.
Grogu?
That's
And
what sold it. That was
we
the
have
pitch.
to see it again.
Yes. It's like, guys, I mean, we had 6 movies featuring Anakin Skywalker and Darth Vader.
Mm-hmm.
Rey had a whole trilogy. Grogu deserves no less. Grogu,
Exactly.
Baby Yoda, deserves his own saga. We had the Skywalker saga. Oh, yeah, that's so impressive. I'm so impressed with Empire. Oh, it's so great. But guys, Grogu. Think about this. I'm going to make a pitch to you. The Grogu saga. Think
Yeah.
about it. You know what? The Skywalker saga had 9 movies. Just think if you made the Grogu saga an even 10.
Exactly.
And you know what? Even if the Mandalorian doesn't come back, who cares? I mean,
Yeah.
really, he could die and I won't shed one tear as long as he
Yeah.
sacrificed himself to save baby Grogu.
Exactly.
You know, people would not have been upset about how Luke was in the sequel trilogy had it all been to save Grogu.
Exactly.
Yeah, you remember that scene where he drank some milk straight from that thing's nipple? Just
Which was my
imagine-
favorite scene.
Yes, just imagine that scene, but he's putting it in a bottle for little baby Grogu.
Yeah, exactly.
It completely changes the context, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's beautiful. It actually brings a tear to my eye.
Yes. But did you know there was going to be a Star Wars animated TV show that we never saw? Even though 39 episodes of it were produced. So,
Really?
yes, this comes to us from The Hollywood Reporter. Now, the show is called Star Wars Detours. It was being developed by Seth Green and Matthew Senrick in the early 2010s. Now, the series was scrapped after Disney purchased Lucasfilm in 2012. So, it was announced. They even had a trailer for it. But it got scrapped after Disney purchased Lucasfilm. However, after all these years, some of the episodes will now be available to watch because it's going to be part of an exhibition at the Lucas Museum of Narrative Art. Now, this museum is set to open in September. And this museum is going to have 2 theaters that are constantly showing shorts and movies. I gotta say, the lineup they have at the theaters at this museum is pretty impressive. So they're going to have one theater that will focus on documentaries that includes documentaries on Norman Rockwell, DC Comics artist Jim Lee, Peanuts creator Charles Schultz, Maurice Sendak, Diego Rivera, J.C. Leyendecker, and Weegi. And also the documentary Comic Book Confidential will also play. And there's also going to be another theater. Now, this theater will show silent films by Georges Méliès, Emile Cole, W.K.L. Dixon, Edwin S. Porter, and early animations by Winsor McKay. And it will also feature Looney Tunes, Cowboy Bebop, Star Wars Visions, and George Lucas's student films. So, yeah. So we have that. Now, back to Star Wars Detours, the show that will finally see the light of day thanks to this museum. 39 episodes were produced. Now, IGN reported in 2012 that the series took place between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. And I think I waited long enough to where I can show you the art style for this show. And let me bring it up real quick. We got a great one with Darth Vader. So there you go. That's what Star Wars Detours would have been.
Yeah, I was looking at some other pictures. It's an interesting art style.
Yes. So some of the gags included, you know what, I'm not even going to say it yet. But one gag is that Palpatine tries to hide the fact from Darth Vader that he leaked a story to a tabloid show called Galaxy Rumors. So it was very comedic, basically a parody of Star Wars.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'll bring him up. One gag include Boba Fett lying to a girl about why he never called her back, and Obi-Wan Kenobi trying to do stand-up comedy. Now, the cast included Billy D. Williams, Lando Calrissian, Anthony Daniels, C-3PO, and, of course, if you're going to do Star Wars and comedy, you got to include Ahmed Best, also known as Jar Jar Binks. So, I'm guessing you have not... Had you ever heard of this show before? Because I'll be honest, I had not.
No, I had not at all.
Well, did you know that a trailer for it was released? And I figured I've seen the trailer.
Yeah.
But I almost thought it would be worth it to get your thoughts on it.
Yeah, okay.
As it happened live.
I'll take a look.
All right, I will Facebook message you the link real quick.
Okay. How do you want me to should I share my screen or should I just leave it off screen and just kind of react to it? Can
they really block us for doing that for a show that doesn't exist?
Yeah, I don't know.
You know, maybe just to be safe, you'll just play it. You know what?
Sure.
I will play it at the same time.
Okay.
Just so I can know what you're reacting to.
Yeah. All right.
All right, let me know when you're going to hit play.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'm hovering over the play button now, so whenever you're ready.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play. Okay. Oh, yeah. Huh. Okay. Developing thoughts still.
That's how it got the name.
Wow. Death Star. Yeah, I mean it's definitely a Star Wars comedy.
Yes.
Leans extremely hard into it, even more than I thought.
Yeah.
Jar Jar.
Oh, doesn't it warm your heart to see him back?
Yeah, he's finally back.
man, that guy Dex is in here quite a bit.
Yeah, he is. He's the character we should be really starting a fan club over. No, yeah, Obi-Wan stand up.
And Darth Vader's there.
Yeah. I'm having a little trouble determining what the audience is supposed to be.
Yeah, I would assume that it might be like Cartoon Network or something.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they would have allowed a Star Wars show like on Adult Swim. That would have been like Robot Chicken or something.
Yeah, and there were elements of it at times where I thought like, yeah, there's certain jokes where it's like, are they trying to be a little adult, but it's not so far into like, it does seem like, you know, Cartoon Network level, like might seem edgy for a teenager, like it might seem edgy for a 12-year-old, like a preteen.
Yes.
But it's not quite inappropriate for them, you know.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
So, after all these years, this show is finally going to see the light of day. At least some episodes as part of this museum. Now, let's just be totally honest right now, guys. If this show had come out in 2012, you just know. Star Wars fans, you know what the funny thing is? Oh, I'll get to that in a second. Obviously, when it came out in 2000, if it came out in 2012, Star Wars fans would have hated it. They would have been like, how dare you? You thought they were upset about the prequels? Oh, no.
Yeah. Yeah, they take it way too seriously for that, yeah.
Yes. Now, I guarantee you, people are going to say, once these same people who in 2012 would have hated this show are going to say, look at that, more respect to Star Wars than Disney ever gave it, you know it's going to happen.
Yeah, that's pretty delusional. If I don't doubt that's probably already happening, but yeah, that's delusional.
Yes. Now, had it come out in 2012, I think fans would have hated it. But in the time we're in now, where you're getting Star Wars movies regularly. Because remember, let's set the stage for 2012. The movies were done. It was really only Clone Wars that existed at that point. And then you had like the comic books and the books, the expanded universe. That was pretty much it. But in the time we're living in now, where there's so much Star Wars stuff, I think, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe Star Wars fans will just hate everything. But I think they're more willing to give this a shot as like a, hey, this is a parody type show. I think having it come out now, it will be more appreciated than it would have been back then.
Yeah.
So, look, if 39 episodes were produced, why not show it? Why not give fans a little taste? Not saying that you have to continue it and make it like this long-running thing like The Simpsons or Family Guy, but, you know, it's not the Star Wars I'm into, but I'm like, you know, it has its... Maybe they could do something cool. You know, it's cool to see more Darth Vader stuff. Some of the ideas sound like they could have been interesting. But yeah, I guess... But I think it helps the show to come out now where there's more Star Wars stuff. So, I guess... And we talked about it a little bit more. I guess your thoughts. Is this the Star Wars show you've been waiting for? And is it better for the show to come out now versus 2012?
Well, I think one of the reasons why, yes, it's better to come out now is because it has the benefit of being, pre-Disney, and people will look at it with rose-colored glasses, even though they didn't experience at the time.
This was Lucasfilm. It was pure.
Yes. Well, the reason I asked or like was confused about the audience was because I was sitting there trying really hard to not be negative and trying to I was trying to like find a generous interpretation of like, yeah, this is for an audience of 9-year-olds. This is humor for 9-year-olds. Where, you know, it's funny to see Star Wars characters dance or something. But which is why a part of me is like, you know what, just don't ask me. If I'm not the right audience for it, especially it's 9-year-olds in 2012, it's very different. I wasn't even 9 in 2012. I was 19.
That's true. You missed the boat by a decade.
Yeah. But I really I didn't enjoy seeing that. I didn't enjoy that. That was hard to watch for me.
Wow. I'm sorry, producer Paul put you through that. You were just like, hey guys, look, I love The Last Jedi, but God, Star Wars Detours broke me in a way I was not expecting. You thought the prequels were crap. Look at this.
Yeah. That was I don't know what to say. Again, it just
I didn't know it would hurt you like this.
Yeah. it really like I don't know, as soon as Darth Vader said something about like it's pretty chill, yo, or whatever,
yes.
I was like am. And I'm not saying this as like sort of from the fan place of like, oh, this is disrespectful. Like, I don't care about that. Parodies of things I like are funny. It was just like the style of humor and not being for me. That's all.
Yes. Well, I will ask, did you? I did like some of the character design. If you're doing a comedy show, I thought the character designs were really good. Did you like those?
Good character designs for a comedy show. Yes. I would say they would especially like, I don't know. There's some datedness by it being from 2012. Like a 2012 TV show. But yeah, like the character design choices for a comedy show make sense.
Oh yes. So I hate to tell you this, but producer Paul wanted me to surprise you, and I guess I will, that he did get us some tickets to that museum. So
wow.
I guess
I guess we're gonna fly to LA to see Detours.
Yes, got a couple days at that museum, so we'll be binge watching a bunch of Star Wars Detours.
Wow, and 39 episodes. Wow.
39 episodes that are only 9 minutes.
Okay. That almost strikes me.
There was you could definitely tell there was
there's terror in my eyes.
God.
Yeah. There was a point, I don't know if this is apt at all, but there was a point watching it where I was like, is this like Robot Chicken for 9-year-olds? Or like,
I mean, it is from the guys who make Robot Chicken, and it was greenlit.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
I could sense. Like, I don't know. I for some reason I intuited that.
Yeah, it's from the guys who make Robot Chicken, and it was greenlit after they did, I think, like 3 Star Wars parodies. So that's how they got the gig.
Yeah,
it is from the guys who made Robot Chicken.
Yeah, there's something. It felt like sort of watered down, like for a more mass audience Robot Chicken jokes. That's kind of what it felt like to me. Where Robot Chicken is more absurdist and a lot more inappropriate, this felt like very sanitized and safe in a way. Where, yeah, if it was a little more provocative in some way, maybe it would speak to me a little more. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So look forward to our out of theater reactions for when we do that after every episode. And yeah, maybe this will be when you start partake drinking and you'll live the Uncle Al life.
Yeah, I'm actually very curious. I have no idea. Like, are there people just praising this? Like, oh, I'm so glad this is finally like.
I don't know. I didn't look at the comments on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of trying to find. Like,
Do you have it still open?
Am I crazy? Yeah,
It has 1.3 million views on YouTube.
That's a lot. And this, the trailer came out 13 years ago.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Oh yeah, October 17th, 2012. When was that IGN report about it? August 2012. So yeah, when did Disney buy Lucasfilm?
Wasn't it 2012? Like
it was 2012, but I think.
Oh, like what time of the year?
Yeah, because I think it would happen when we were in school. I remember. Oh, October 30th. So this was posted a couple weeks before Disney bought Lucasfilm.
Yeah, it was just bad timing for the show, basically.
Yes. Even more bad timing for you, especially, it seems like, because you've been heartbroken.
Yeah.
Over, God, the real Star Wars.
I did just find... Oh, God, okay. I did just find a Reddit post that said, unpopular opinion, Detours looks better than Clone Wars. that hurt me to see.
Have you seen Clone Wars?
Oh, I always get mixed up. What is the 2D
Oh, they're both called
one?
Clone Wars.
Okay. Oh, right. They were probably talking about the new Clone Wars. I've only seen a little of that.
You were thinking of the 2D one.
Yes, which I think is amazing. Yeah.
Didn't the guy from Dexter's Laboratory do that?
I think so.
Yeah. So, yeah. Unpopular opinion. Are people, like, fighting with him over it?
Oh, good question. I should,
Saying, how dare you, good sir? You have brought dishonor to the Skywalker name.
Someone did say everyone has an opinion, even if it's factually wrong. That was their one response to that. Yeah.
You know, it almost would have been worth it to have it released in 2012 just to see how Star Wars fans will have lost their minds.
Yeah. That would have been interesting.
So, I guess...
I mean, this trailer was out in 2012, so...
Yes. So you got a little taste of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was the Disney scrapped it. This was one of the first things they did was it's over.
Yeah. It feels like most people it seems like most people are like have a curiosity. We're like, I really wish this was on Disney Plus. It's really a shame that this isn't. So I understand that. Although I did just find the comment that says it's for the best that these aren't public. It looks awful. I did find that. So I don't know.
If it does exist, why not at least let people see it?
I have that policy with everything. Like, it's a shame for any art to not see the light of day. And the only reason that stuff happens is because of dumb corporate stuff. Like,
yes.
if it wasn't for, like, dumb corporate ownership stuff and like, copyright laws, all art would just be public. But unfortunately, these sort of corporate ownership and these some copyright laws just are kind of anti-art in that way.
Yes, because sometimes you can be Warner Brothers, and you could be like, "Ugh, Coyote versus Acme, we're gonna scrap that, and we're gonna put out The Bride and Supergirl, which both tanked." And you know what I saw? You know what I love seeing? Review. There was one review in the title that said, "This would have been Warner Brothers' best movie of the year for Coyote versus Acme." Warner Brothers scraps what would have been their best movie of 2026.
Yeah. You know what this makes me think
Great
of?
Great job, Zaslav.
Yeah. One thing this makes me think of, one fairness I do want to give to this, I kind of been thinking this recently that going forward, I want to be a lot less negative in general about, one thought, like, there is this new thing at the beginning of this podcast, and even the first half of the years of this podcast, it wasn't a thing we had to consider. But now there is this thing of like, at least it was made by a human, that kind of thing, which kind of makes me have to, which kind of makes me have to bump everything up. And a little like extra bit of news that came out in the last couple weeks, is this album was just released called Starface by the artist Tyga, and he's a very popular artist, but this time he decided...
So Tyga's a real person.
Tyga, yes. For this time around, he decided to do this sort of like 80s pop copycat album that he used AI to produce, and it resulted in Pitchfork, the review site, giving their first 0 out of 10 in 18 years.
Wow.
And it does kind of feel like, okay, 0 out of 10 is reserved for slop like that now. Like, if a human at least made it, I have to at least give it a 1.
Although, should we maybe consider, consider AI should get negative scores?
Yeah, that's actually a good point. And the music reviewer Anthony Fantano on YouTube, he gave that album a not music out of 10.
Yes.
So, yeah, he didn't give it a score. So like that's probably a better thing. 0 out of 10 is reserved for humans. If you make an AI slop album, you have a not music out of 10. Like it's just
yes. So yes, at least it was made by humans. So I guess before we move on, I'll ask you this. I really want you to search your soul, okay?
Okay.
Search your soul. We lost Star Wars Detours, and we got the sequel trilogy instead.
Yeah.
Was that a fair trade? Or were you just like, no, Detours would have been... It would have been better to have Detours.
Yeah.
What was the fair trade?
Yeah. I mean, well...
Did history go the way it should have? Or are we living in
Yeah.
a dark timeline?
If you were to, like... If the trade is just no Detours and we get the sequels, I would take that, which I know is an unpopular opinion. I don't like the third one, but there's revisionist history on The Force Awakens. It was a fine movie. And The Last Jedi, I like a lot more than most people, it seems. So, like, I got at least 2 movies that I like out of the sequel trilogy. Now, in perpetuity, maybe it would be good in the long run of the franchise for Disney to have never taken over. Like, I do kind of think that I at this point, I'm like, okay, I've gotten some stuff I liked out of the Disney era of Star Wars, but now I'm like, I wish there was some kind of change, or that like maybe in the long run it's bad for the franchise to have been bought by Disney. But yeah, it's hard to say. We don't know for sure that Star Wars would be good just because Disney didn't own it. I don't know.
I mean, to be fair, and I think a lot of things, like, look, I wish Disney didn't own Marvel, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I wish it went to I wish another company owned it. Not Warner Brothers, but someone else owned Marvel. But to be fair, if Disney didn't own it, Star Wars probably wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
Right now. It probably would have been something that happened after we lost George Lucas.
Yeah. That's true. So, yeah, it's hard to say.
Yes.
It's the monkey paws. It's the monkey paw thing. Like, to keep Star Wars, it must be bought by Disney. And hopefully a few good things come out of it, like, at least most people think Rogue One, first season of The Mandalorian. Andor, yes. We've gotten good things.
Yes. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe one day they could sell it off.
Yeah.
Not likely, but... Although they could sell it off and then license the stuff for the parks.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be like, we've really just...
Yeah.
Nosedived it.
Risky.
Yeah, so... Yeah. Now, before we move on, so you're going to choose... And again, the question was the whole trilogy, because if you get rid of the trilogy, you don't have Force Awakens or Last Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
So just it was a fair trade, you're saying, to lose Detours to
I
get
know people
Force
aren't
Awakens
gonna like
Last
it.
Jedi.
People aren't gonna like it, but I accept the reality that we've gotten. I accept the trilogy and no Detours.
Yes. All right. So, guys, I
Yeah.
didn't know this story would affect you so much. Let's take it off.
I didn't
Let's
know
keep
either.
going.
I don't know. Do you want to, from here, go into the actual comic section? Because I could bring some stuff up.
The what
stuff to get
section?
excited about. The actual comics.
Oh, yes,
like
that was the next thing I had.
Oh, comic books, yes.
Yes.
Because I mean, I can bring up first. I specifically looked for where's Absolute going from here.
Oh, yes.
Because I was very excited about that, having really enjoyed Absolute Batman Volume 1. So, and I know you've got some too, and I can let you bring those up. But what I found for things brought up at SDCC for Absolute, well, for one, a smaller thing, like, you know, depends on the person who this is marketed to, but we are getting an Absolute Batman Deluxe Edition, Volume 1, containing issues 1 to 14 with a brand new shiny hardcover treatment with the big cool Batman symbol on the front.
Was issue 14, was that the last of the Bane story?
Yes, so it contains the first volume and then the Bane story.
Oh, man. You think that first volume 1 is great, but man, when you put those two together, that is like a great season 1, almost.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense for them to be put together. I've only read the first volume and like the first issue of Volume 2. So.
Oh, okay. Was that the Mr. Freeze one of Volume 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, the other Absolute news. Now, my lack of knowledge about, you know, lesser known Batman villains and storylines prevents me from saying a lot, but I'm curious what you think about it. Another Beyond announcement is the start of Beyond Arkham with Beyond Arkham Professor Pig.
Oh, yeah.
So, new Absolute Batman Beyond Arkham, a new one-shot comic from Scott Snyder and Frank Thierry. Featuring Professor Pig and the Joker's operations within the Absolute Universe. So, I don't know if I'm reading into this correctly. I think these is the start of one-shots that revolve around specific villains, and this is just the first one. Like, maybe we'll also get a Joker one, or also, like, other Batman villains. I think that's my understanding of this new Arc M series.
Is it a series, or I thought it was a one-shot?
It is a one-shot, but I thought something I read made me think that there would be another Beyond Arkham, but maybe not.
There was a one-shot. Oh, is that? Yeah, there was a one-shot earlier this year, Arc M special.
Yeah, I think Arc M this is
Beyond Arc M.
Batman Beyond. Oh yeah, and it's Batman Beyond. It's a Absolute Batman Beyond, so that's important to note too.
Yeah, because I think that was a recent story arc, was Arc M. I think that's Volume 3.
Absolute Batman Beyond Arc M one-shot to introduce Absolute Professor Pig.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, do you have any thoughts on this villain? Have you read... It seems kind of interesting.
Oh, man. Did you... Professor Pig is really messed up.
Oh.
Professor Pig is one of the darkest Batman characters.
Kind of seems like it.
Yeah, he's a recent addition I believe, in the Grant Morrison run, which was around the time of The Dark Knight, the movie from 2008. So he's a serial killer who is a doctor and like dissects people and stuff. There's one of the creepiest missions in Batman Arkham Knight is when you have to go up against Professor Pig. And the creepy thing is how smart he is. But
He's a professor.
Yes, he is like dark, like
Yeah.
this dark, creepy serial killer, and is such a perfect fit for the Absolute Universe.
Yeah.
Because he's so creepy. I think Scott Snyder is going to do a great job bringing him in to the Absolute Universe. So
Yeah. Even just the Wikipedia page, like
Yeah,
that is the
look at that.
creepiest. That is the creepiest picture. That's
Yes.
insane.
Yeah, so guys, if you want to see like Professor, they did a version of him in Beware the Batman, but that was really toned down because it was TVY7.
Yeah.
But if you do want,
Yeah, it kind of seems like this is sort of the perfect thing to introduce into the Absolute Universe. Then, like, it kind of
Yes.
seems like it fits in pretty well.
yes, I can't remember if they did Professor Pig in the Gotham TV show. Let's see. I think he's been in animation before. Yeah. Wikipedia doesn't have a. It looks like he was in Gotham, but I don't really remember him that much. But yeah, he's going to be a creepy addition, almost like a horror movie type character. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, if you guys want to see Professor Pig, probably the best version of him is to go to YouTube and search him in Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
Because, man, is he creepy. In Arkham Knight, he's got that British voice, and part of what makes him creepy is how smart he is, and how,
Yeah.
like, he'll play opera music when he's committing his crimes. It is just... He's going to be... I'm really excited to see him in the Absolute Universe, because he is creepy.
Yeah. So that's going to be really cool.
Oh, yes.
So any other Absolute... it looked like there was an Absolute Canary one-shot. Did you have any notes on that?
Yes. So, there's not really a lot of information I have on Absolute Black Canary. I know that it's going to be a one-shot by the team who does Absolute Green Arrow, and that is writer Pornsak Pishoti and artist Belen Ortega. And Black Canary already appears. Because of the way Absolute Green Arrow was set up, where you don't know who is the one behind the hood. I still think it's Oliver Queen, and they're going to reveal him to be alive. By the way, Absolute Green Arrow's run has been extended from 6 issues to 12. I think I saw it's Absolute Green Arrow #1 is the best-selling #1 issue of the Absolute Universe.
Oh, interesting.
And that, I mean, that really just goes to show the reputation that this series has.
Yeah.
So, because of that setup, in Absolute Green Arrow, Black Canary is basically the main character of that book. But they do a really great job with her, and I think it's going to be really exciting for her to have a different story outside of, trying to figure out who is the person under the Green Arrow hood. So maybe they can go into her backstory, because it does set up an interesting story about, I think her dad is sick. It's been a while since I've read Absolute Green Arrow. I've only read the first issue, but she does have an interesting backstory, particularly her with her relationship with her dad, her relationship with Oliver Queen. Maybe it is like a kind of her origin story in a way. That would be really cool to do. But with this writer and artist team, I think they'll do a great job. I'll be honest, I was really hesitant about Absolute Green Arrow because before that they killed off Oliver Queen. But part of it is I think it is Oliver under the hood. I think we'll find out he is Green Arrow.
Yeah.
Especially when you hear about how one of the inspirations was I Know What You Did Last Summer. And that's all about the guy they think is dead is still alive. So, but I think that's going to be a great book. Black Canary, I think, is a really cool character in the DC universe. Obviously, she's gotten more exposure recently because she was part of Arrow on the CW and was a big part of the Arrowverse. Both the Katie Cassidy version and the the one who came later, the Dinah Drake one, they introduced in season 5. So I'm always up for more Black Canary. I think that's awesome. And it's a good one because they've introduced her in one of their big books, and now they can do a spin-off, and she now has an already built-in audience.
Yeah.
Because, in DC, she is kind of one of the lower, lesser-known characters compared to, like, Batman, Flash, and Wonder Woman. But I think because of the positive reception of Absolute Green Arrow, people will follow her over to that one-shot. And who knows? Maybe this could lead to her getting a miniseries, too. Because we've seen Absolute is willing to extend stuff if it sells really well. So, yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
Absolute Green Arrow. There is... I don't know. Did you have any other comic book stories?
Yeah, not really. I have one that I was even... I don't have a lot to say about this, but there is another, if anyone's interested in superheroes that aren't Marvel or DC, at SDCC, Terminal, a new series from Robert Kirkman, who he co-created The Walking Dead, Invincible, a lot of Image Comics stuff. He also has written on Ultimate X-Men. But yeah, Terminal, going to be a new superhero series. July 22. So, yeah, that's the thing with recording this a couple weeks after.
It's out now.
Yeah. Yeah, seems sort of X-Men-esque.
Andy Kubert.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's about a war being waged across the world. People with superhuman abilities, some morally gray stuff. And yeah, it looks pretty cool from what I've seen. But, just a quick shout out to it's, I guess, inherently an underdog superhero comic coming out, starting to come out, with it not being Marvel or DC, but should be interesting to keep an eye on. But yeah, that's all I have for comic stuff.
All right. Well, I guess I can run through. I mean, I have two I can bring up. Well, actually, two I can bring up, and then two I can get more into details with.
Okay.
So, one new announcement, and again, these are coming to us via DC Comics social media pages, and they didn't really share a lot of details about it. But two characters are getting books that I think are great additions to DC's lineup. One is that there's going to be a new Static series by Cody Ziegler. That's right. So, guys, remember Static Shock? That cartoon from the early 2000s? He's getting another book. That's right. So, I think that's really cool. Another character getting a book is Vixen by Stephanie Williams. So, Vixen, for those of you who don't know, she is a character where she has a totem, and that totem gives her, like, any animal power. Like, it can give her strength or speed, stuff
cool,
like
actually.
that. Yeah, so she was a big character in Justice League Unlimited, where she had a relationship with Jon Stewart. And then later, in the Arrowverse, she had her own animated show on the CW Seed that even guest starred Stephen Amell and Grant Gustin as Flash and Green Arrow. So that was really cool. And then she did appear in an episode of Arrow in live action. And then in DC's Legends of Tomorrow, it was her grandmother who appeared, and she also carried the mantle of Vixen, and she was in a couple seasons of Legends of Tomorrow. So Vixen, big character in the DCAU, and also had a role in the Arrowverse, my two favorite shared DC universes. So I think that's really cool that she's going to be getting her own book. And here is, I mean, this is kind of related to Absolute because of who's involved in it. We're going to get, shocker, get ready to be shocked, guys, a brand new Batman comic book series.
Oh.
That's right. This one is a relaunch of Batman Shadow of the Bat. Now, we don't really know much about it, but the creative team behind it is what gets me really excited. It's the creative team behind Absolute Martian Manhunter, which I was surprised has become like one of the most critically acclaimed books of the Absolute universe. Like, it feels like after Batman, that's a lot of people's second favorite, is Absolute Martian Manhunter. So it's going to be by writer Denise Camp and artist Javier Rodriguez. And but I personally know Denise Camp more so from when, at the same time as he was writing Absolute Martian Manhunter, he was also writing the Ultimates for Marvel, which was in the Ultimate Universe, their relaunch of the Avengers. I thought he did a great job with that. He also did Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion, which was when Miles Morales went to that new Ultimate Universe, and I thought he did a really good job with that. We won't talk about Ultimate Endgame. Everyone makes mistakes. We won't talk about, but I think, honestly, I think Denise Camp is one of the great finds of the Absolute and Ultimate Marvel universes. I'm so excited to see what else this guy is going to come up with. And giving him Batman, that's really exciting. And then it also says a lot about DC's faith in him, was because he was able to do Marvel and DC at the same time, he recently signed an exclusive contract with DC. So we're going to be getting a lot of DC stuff from Denise Camp, and I'm really excited for that. So all we know is the team, and it's Batman. That's all I need to know. That's all I need to know for me to get excited about it.
Of course.
And there is one more comic book thing. To me, this was the big comic book news from San Diego Comic-Con. And that is the announcement of what they have planned for Batman Day, a special comic book, and that is Batman of Two Worlds. That's right. You know,
Wow.
See that little $2.99 price? Now, back in the day, they would give Batman Day comics away for free. But I guess we're not there anymore.
Yeah.
But still, I'm still looking forward to this. So, this is a really interesting concept. So, Batman of Two Worlds is going to have two separate stories. One starring the main DC Universe Batman, and one story starring the Absolute Universe version of Batman. And each story is going to have that Batman solving the same case. So you're going to see the same case. How does the DC Universe Batman solve it in one story? The other story, how does the Absolute version of Batman solve it? And the DCU Batman story is being written by Matt Fraction, who is currently doing the run on the regular Batman book with art by Javi Fernandez. The Absolute Batman story, no surprise, written by Scott Snyder with art by Nick Darrington, and will be released on September 19th. I think this is a really cool idea, especially because Absolute Batman, look, there's no denying it, that is the king right now in comic books. That is, that, honestly, I think the Absolute Universe has really kind of taken the baton that the old Ultimate Marvel had in the early 2000s, that they had with Brian Michael Bendis' Ultimate Spider-Man, and that's really taking the mantle of, like, here is a reintroduction of these classic characters. And I think that doing this with Batman is really cool. Hopefully, if you just read Absolute Batman, this is kind of your rabbit hole into going and following the regular Batman book, because Matt Fraction, I believe, only took over the book like a year ago. So it is going to be very easy for you guys to catch up on what's been going on in the regular Batman book. And I always say, when is the best time to jump in on a comic book? It's whenever a new writer takes over. That's when is the best time to jump into a book. So
Yeah.
I think this is a really, really cool idea, and I'm excited to see it. So, yeah, I guess, do you have any thoughts about this Batman of Two Worlds book? And I guess, yeah, what are you excited to see with that? Any thoughts about Batman Two Worlds?
I mean, it's definitely, an interesting concept, and with the kick that recent Batmans have been on, that's pretty cool. You know, it's funny you said about the inflation thing. You would think that zero would not inflate, but apparently it does. But because I was thinking, like, oh, that's a good price. I guess not compared to free.
Although maybe I'm just taking a guess. I could see them putting this for free digitally.
Yeah,
because then you're not
makes
paying
sense
for paper and shipping.
Yeah. But yeah, I like the idea of the juxtaposition of different Batman versions like that. That's really cool. So that'll be exciting to see. So, that's probably the most interesting thing about it.
Oh yes, so that comes out on, I think, Batman Day, September 19th. So head over to your local comic book store that day, guys.
Yeah.
Yes. So, I guess, did we want to move on to our next topic then?
Sure. And if there's any, like, topics you want to for sure get to in this part one, maybe we can get to some of those, because we are, probably 30 minutes from the end at this point.
Yes. I mean, I have one that, although the other topics I have kind of linked together, versus this one kind of naturally goes from the last topic.
Okay. Let's do that one then.
All right, so at San Diego Comic-Con, they had the 2026 Eisner Awards.
Right.
That's right, and there were some books that we recognize from there that we could give some shouts to. I'll talk about the ones that stood out to me, and then I don't know if I can bring up a list to see if any stand out to you.
Yeah, I can pull it up while you're going through yours, yeah.
All right, so this comes to us via San Diego Comic-Con itself. The winner for Best One-Shot / Single Issue was the Absolute Batman 2025 Annual #1 by Daniel Warren Johnson, James Harden, and Meredith McLaren. Now, I haven't read that issue, but I know a lot of people really enjoyed that one. So, that's really cool to see. Best Continuing Series went to Absolute Batman by Scott Snyder and Nick Dragato. Again, not a surprise. Absolute Batman it's the king of comic books right now. It is. Fans are loving it. It's selling really well. It is really the 2020s version of Ultimate Spider-Man by Bendis. I mean, fans are loving this book. And it really is the perfect combination of they have a great writer, a great artist, and they gave it a new beginning. It was easy to jump in on. Those three components are why this book is so special. So that's really cool to see. Again, looking back at what they did with the book in 2025, not surprising. I loved the first volume of Absolute Batman. But man, the second one, the Bane storyline, really brought it up. And that really set it up to make you feel like, oh yeah. It's even more like we really expanded more on this version of Batman and his rogues gallery. So that was great. Best Limited Series went to Absolute Martian Manhunter by Denise Camp and Javier Rodriguez. Now, I've only read the first issue of Absolute Martian Manhunter. Here's the thing. That book would always sell out at the comic book shop. Every time I would go there, it would sell out like that. Because Martian Manhunter is a bit more obscure compared to the other characters who have Absolute books. Mm-hmm. But it just was, people loved it. It got great word of mouth. You have a writer that people really trusted in with the Ultimates. So it just became, I think it did better than what everyone was expecting. So, and that's great to see. Now, Martian Manhunter, it's not like he's totally obscure. He was in Justice League Unlimited. He was in Supergirl, the TV show, but he was a supporting character. To have the success that Absolute Martian Manhunter had, that is because you have great creators behind it, like Denise Camp and Javier Rodriguez, so that's great to see. Best Penciler / Inker went to Javier Rodriguez for Absolute Martian Manhunter. And one thing I love about, when you flip through Absolute Martian Manhunter, that has a very distinct style. And I always really appreciate whenever I can flip through a comic book and you can just tell who the artist is because they've really refined their style. So, Absolute Martian Manhunter, great art, so that's great to see. And again, Javier Rodriguez once again took it for Best Cover Artist for Absolute Martian Manhunter, and he also got it for Batman and Robin Year 1 number 7, which is a book a lot of people have really been enjoying, but he did the cover for number 7 and the cover for the New Gods number 8. So again, it does get hard because there's so many comic books that we kind of sometimes it feels like we have to focus on just Absolute, but a lot of great awards to the Absolute universe this year at the Eisner Awards. So I guess any of those stand out, or any of the ones that you've seen scrolling through the list stand out for you?
I've been looking through the list. Few things popped out. Well, first of all, sweeping quite a few of the awards makes sense that Absolute stuff would. I mean, obviously, I too, like, for best one-shot or single issue, Absolute Batman Annual number 1, and then best continuing series, Absolute Batman. I, of course, want to see that take some awards because I do think that was one of the best things last year. One thing that popped out, because I actually remember flipping through this a little at the comic book store one time when I was there. Physics for Cats, which best humor publication, which was it's just like these one-page, almost like, you know, the newspaper funnies, like panel jokes, except a lot better done than a lot of those are. But yeah, like science-based humor. I remember flipping through it and getting some, you know, heavy nose-breathing laughs out of it. And then what else did I see? Best Archival Collection, Akira volumes 1 through 5. I mean, that's a classic, so it's interesting to see. And I had a little rabbit hole that I went down because I was fascinated that one of the awards was best lettering, and I was like, "Oh, it's cool that they appreciate that." What a nerdy thing to pay attention to, but I do kind of.
But it is a big thing in
pay
comic
attention
books.
to it a lot, and I obviously, unfortunately, I didn't recognize any of the names. Like, oh, it's that letterer, but I looked up. While we were talking, this Hassan Otsmani, just to kind of get a feel for what the lettering style was, and it's very organic looking. Because that matters to me a lot. If it looks too much like, you know, a Comic Sans font kind of thing, not that it is Comic Sans, but if it looks a little too uniform, a little too clean, I don't like it as much. I like a little bit of a rough, more organic. Whenever comics have that, I really appreciate it. So it's very cool that they have a best lettering award. And yeah, the person who won it, or at least the first person I saw on the list, very good stuff.
Oh, yes. So there we go, guys, with our Eisner Awards section.
Yeah.
Actually, the rest of the ones I have are all from the Marvel panel, so I don't know if we wanted to save those for the next one, but there's a little thing I could bring up. A little D23 thing if I wanted to.
Okay. Well, how about you can bring up that little thing. We could save the Marvel stuff for next, because I'm if I have to guess, one big one might be Doomsday stuff, and I feel like maybe that could be a pull for the next episode. But yeah, maybe you can bring up that little thing, and then I do have a lot more topics, but I don't have a lot to say about them though. So maybe I'll just, like, at the end of this episode, do a couple of them real quick.
Okay, I mean, this one is so short. It is such a small thing. Okay. So, guys, usually we can always count on old reliable The Simpsons at Comic-Con, but alas, I looked. I couldn't find any coverage of the panels.
Yeah.
Maybe there wasn't a lot of news. Maybe it was just something where you had to be there. It was more of a fan celebration, but I couldn't find anything. But at D23, we do have a little thing that came out. It's a little thing. Again, this is not confirmed. This is just something people have noticed, are taking note of. But at D23, they have displays, for all the stuff. They got displays for Frozen 3, for Hext, for a bunch of the park stuff.
Yeah.
Well, next year, The Simpsons are returning to the big screen. And there's a display for that. And right now, this might not be the official title, but at that D23 display, it says, The New Simpsons Movie. So as of right now, it sounds like that could be the title, is The New Simpsons Movie.
Oh, that would make sense.
Yes. So, I mean, it will age pretty fast, especially if they ever get around to a third one, but
yeah.
That might not be for another 20 years, so... I say it's I think I like that more than just saying The Simpsons 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, look, we haven't really talked about it, so that's how we can expand that more into a segment. I'm really excited that they're doing another Simpsons movie. I thought that the first one was great and one of the best things to come out of the show. I'll be honest, I'm a little surprised they're doing it because of the struggles they've had, Disney specifically has had, whenever you bring TV characters to the big screen, like Captain America Brave New World, like Thunderbolts, like the Marvels, like the Mandalorian Grogu, even though 100 million of that came from us.
Yeah.
So, King Grogu, that's another thing. Had that Star Wars Detours show happen, we never would have gotten Grogu.
Exactly.
I know that the world would be a darker place without him.
Yeah, that's the darkest timeline. We don't want to think about that.
Yes. Yeah. So, we'd be popping pills. We'd be drug addicts, alcoholics. Like, life would not be the same without Grogu.
I would be missing an arm.
Yes. Constantly getting into bar fights.
Yeah, I'd have one of those voice boxes, even though I've never smoked.
Yes. You'd be like, you know what? I don't smoke, but when I decided to go to the smokers lounge, I thought I'd be fine. And then the doctor said secondhand smoke. I thought, what are you talking about, Doc? I didn't puff it. I still need to lose. I still need to get that little thing in my throat just because I didn't even get the intensity of the cigarette.
Yeah, I didn't even get the benefits.
Smoke. Yeah,
exactly.
Oh man, it's crazy. Whenever you watch old movies, it's crazy how often people felt the need to constantly smoke. Like, they need it in restaurants, in their car. It's just man.
Yeah.
It's crazy how much people need to smoke.
Yeah.
I mean, people. It's funny how people today are like, "Oh, you kids, you're on your phones too much." Well, I'd rather be on my phone than puffing a cigarette
exactly.
all the time.
There used to be half of a restaurant had to be dedicated to these people.
Yes. And I remember the awful experience of when you were right at the edge of the non-smoking section, and right beside you was someone puffing and puffing.
Yeah. And it's sort of an absurd concept because, if there's smoking in the building, the whole building is a smoking section.
Yeah.
It's not like there's a magical barrier where this side of the restaurant, none of the smoke gets over there.
Yes. When I think, one of my core memories of when I was younger going to restaurant, like going to Applebee's when I was younger, you know what I think of? My 2 core memories? Chips and salsa and the smell of cigarettes. That's what I think of.
Yeah.
And whenever I go to IHOP, the one by the mall, the one by the mall.
Yeah.
Every time I go in there, I turn to the right and I'm like, that used to be the smoking section.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Man,
true.
what a time that was.
Yeah.
You know who really would have loved that time? Patty and Selma. They would have really loved that. But yeah, speaking back of the Simpsons movie, I'm really looking forward to it. And, I think the show still going strong. I'm really excited that they're going to do a new movie. And you know what? You can't say they're rushing it. It's coming out 20 years later. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess, what do you think about them doing another Simpsons movie? And do you think that the new Simpsons movie is going to be the title? And what do you think about if it is? Because they are displaying it.
Yeah.
I
think that title makes a lot of sense. It kind of has, the simplicity of, just the Simpsons movie, and this is the new Simpsons movie. It has kind of the snarky simplicity that would make a lot of sense.
The third one, the newer Simpsons movie.
Yeah, and then the newest Simpsons
Yes.
movie. And that would be in 40 years.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm also very excited about it. I mean, the Simpsons movie is awesome. They really figured out how to make a movie out of it, and I think that they'll hopefully do the same again. So.
Oh, yes. So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all I had for the... You know what? We still got to bring up the Simpsons thanks to the good people at D23. And maybe, just maybe... Oh, yeah, because this is the last D23 before the Simpsons movie. Because it's every 2 years that they do special stuff. So maybe tonight we'll get some stuff about it.
I hope so.
Yeah, so maybe if we get enough for a D23 special, maybe.
Yeah, that would be cool. Stay tuned if that happens.
Yes. You know what we are getting tonight, it sounds like?
Oh, what?
And that's why I didn't bring it up as a topic.
Yeah.
And it was a big topic at Comic-Con, was the new Avengers Doomsday trailer. They played one at Comic-Con, but they didn't release it online. And there are descriptions of it, but it's apparent a lot of people think it's coming out tonight. It will be released online tonight. So I figured, hypothetically, if we do a D23 special, it might be better to talk about watching it versus reading a description.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Hadn't thought of that. But yeah. So, should I get into, I don't know, one or two other topics I brought up?
Sure.
Brought with us. So this next one, I feel obligated to bring it up as the resident huge Lord of the Rings fan here, but
when I saw that panel, I had a feeling.
I debated bringing it up just because I haven't seen season 2, and I wanted to like season 1 a lot. I liked a lot of parts of it.
Are you talking about Rings of Power?
Yeah, Rings of Power, Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. Season 3 is coming out later this year. There was a panel and a new trailer. And we have some information from that. So
it's a ring.
Yes, it's the One Ring.
It looks powerful.
It is. But yeah, I'm excited to at least see what they're gonna cover in the lore in this next season. So some things from the trailer and what we've heard about this season. The trailer we can tell that it's gonna feature Sauron forging the One Ring, a very important moment in the history of Middle Earth. And the season will have the introduction of the Nazgul, which I'm very excited for because I, even from being a kid, I thought the Nazgul were so cool. The Nazgul are like these dark, hooded, wraith-like figures that ride these flying beasts. And I thought they were so cool as a kid that my username... My first ever username on the internet was Nazgul0909.
I remember.
Yeah. But
I wonder where that came from, and now I know.
yes, it's from Lord of the Rings. And then, yeah, the trailer had a decent amount of Galadriel stuff, which were the parts of Season 1 that I really liked, so that's good. More that's good. I hope... This is kind of a thing where I'm not going to watch it the day it comes out, but if I hear it's really good, maybe it'll convince me to go back and watch Season 2 and eventually, Season 3 as well.
Oh, yeah, because if you hear Season 3 is good, then you got to power through Season 2 first.
Yeah, which I can't remember what I've heard about Season 2 or if people like it more or less than the first season. I'm not sure, but...
I thought... I heard people do like it more.
Okay. I thought I might have heard that too, so maybe I should just do it. But yeah. I really feel like as a huge Lord of the Rings fan that I should watch it, but yeah, just Season 1 didn't convince me to continue is all. So but
was it just that it was boring, or?
Yeah, I found all the parts that didn't have Galadriel. I had a hard time caring about the characters, and I felt bored by it, which is I don't like. That feels like an oversimplistic thing. I've had a slogan recently that I want to take. This is my new hot take that I'm putting out there. I think movies should be more boring. I think they should be longer, and I think it should be more boring. Well, the thing is, it's a joke hot take, but what I really mean by it is a lot of newer movies and TV shows have this sort of short attention span editing, where they go through dialogue too quickly, and it just feels like it's made for people with no attention spans, which no one has attention spans anymore. And so I'm some of my favorite movies ever, people call boring because they're 2.5 hours long and they're kind of slow paced, like that sort of westerny slow pace. There's long shots on landscapes and atmosphere. And to me,
you want more
stuff.
of the pacing of classic cinema.
Yeah, I've grown an appreciation for that as I get older. I like the slower, more atmospheric pacing of classic cinema. Yes. So I don't like calling something boring. It's more that I wasn't drawn into it, I guess. Because some of these slower paced things, you're drawn into it. You're drawn into the atmosphere. You're getting into the world.
I think an example is Godfather Part 2, right?
Yeah.
That movie is 3 hours and 40 minutes.
Yeah.
But, it holds your attention the whole time.
Yeah.
Versus, better than some 2.5 hour movies.
Yes. And, I mean, the Lord of the Rings, like the Peter Jackson trilogy, is pretty entertaining. Like, I'm not saying it's, but like, it does in some ways almost feel more timeless than a lot of the other things that came out in the early 2000s, because yeah, maybe it does have a little bit of that classic cinema sort of pacing and stuff in it. And a lot of people think the Lord of the Rings
It is also
boring.
adapting like really old
Yeah.
books.
Yes. So it's not. Yeah, I don't know. The Rings of Power. It's not that it's boring. It's that it didn't draw me.
I think you're
in.
cutting out.
Oh. Uh-oh.
You're going in and out.
Uh-oh. Well.
Oh, here we go.
Okay. Well, that's really all I have to say about this topic. I hope to give this Rings of Power series another chance. I hope that Season 2 will, maybe if I give it a chance someday, will draw me in, and then maybe Season 3 will be even better. You know, I don't know. Actually, maybe this is a little bit of a rabbit hole question, but are there any TV series you can think of where it maybe didn't pick up till Season 3 or a later season? Because like one that comes to mind for me is the show that to me is like the latest I can think of. Like, for me, Parks and Recreation is like really Season 3 is when it got good and when it started to form into its own, and like it's kind of hard to tell people like, yeah, the show's decent from the beginning, but and end of Season 2 is very good, but like really you're not in the full flow of the feel of the show and the full comedy of it until Season 3. And on rewatches I often start from Season 3 episode 1, and that's like pretty
wow.
That's pretty deep into a series if you think about it. Like and so it's like, oh, maybe Rings of Power will have an amazing Season 3 that will just completely change my opinion on the show. And I wonder, can you think of any shows that you like that have like they don't really get that good until way later?
I have two, and I've got one that's a pretty recent one.
Okay.
Obviously, one I gotta bring up is Seinfeld.
Yeah.
The first season is not the best. Actually, the pilot is not very good.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, but you can see how there's something there. Like, it does have potential in those first two seasons. Then in Season 3, you start kind of at the same place as Season 2. But as Season 3 goes on, it builds and builds and builds and builds and builds to where once you hit Season 4, bam, you're right there at peak. That is when the show is the show we all know.
Yeah.
I think another example is Larry David's other show, Curb Your Enthusiasm, which I think the first season of that is better than the first two seasons of Seinfeld. Where, like, it's good, but, like, once you hit Season 2, bam, like, it knows what it is.
Yeah.
I think a recent example of a show that I was kind of iffy on until Season 2 was the animated show that started in 2023, My Adventures with Superman.
Oh, okay.
That was a show. It's on Adult Swim and also on HBO Max. And I know a lot of people love it. I like it. It's very anime inspired. So there's some stuff they do in there that really drives me nuts. Like, they over-exaggerate reactions and stuff. But, and some of the humor doesn't really work. But I just remember Season 1, and maybe this is unfair criticism, but I was like, oh my god, he's fighting a robot again? How many Superman stories is this show going to tell with him fighting a robot? Like, I just remember being like, this show just isn't really doing it for me. But then I popped on Season 2, and I was just like, oh my god. Like, it added new villains, it added new characters. Like, I felt the characters were stronger. I felt it had more emotion.
Yeah.
And I think Season 1 is okay. Season 2 was really, really good.
Yeah.
Like, I was honestly surprised how much it jumped up in Season 2. So yeah, that's a big one for me. Seinfeld, Curb, and then recently My Adventures with Superman. Just really, jumped up in its second season.
Yeah. Seinfeld's a good example. To be honest, I'm not like if a show picks up in season 2, that makes a lot of sense. Like you're figuring things out in season 1, season 2, you get back to the drawing board and you figure it out. It's more intriguing to me when it takes another season. Like it's not till season 3 or 4 that it picks up. That's kind of interesting to me.
Oh, to be fair, those first 2 seasons are really short. I think they were kind of dropped in the summer. Like NBC really didn't have much faith in it.
Yeah.
Then it almost feels like season 3 in a way is, you could almost say, is like the first real season.
Yeah.
Where it builds and builds. But yeah, it did take that time. But man, once it hit, it just went whoosh. It became that legendary show.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I can bring up another topic that I'm pretty excited about. Although, yeah, this is another trailer and series was talked about, a new series coming out. Talked about at SDCC. Very excited about it, although it's based on a book that I have not read, but I've always wanted to read. And I'm very... it sounds very cool. It's a niche classic. And maybe if I don't read the book by then, I'll at least have the TV show to finally get the story, because it's like a story
that way you
genre.
avoid spoilers.
Yeah, that's true. Books are just spoilers. They're just full of spoilers. But it is Apple TV's Neuromancer series, coming January 22nd, 2027. So what makes this sort of a niche classic, something that sort of formed a genre in and of itself, is that it's kind of considered the original work of the cyberpunk genre, the cyberpunk sci-fi genre, which things like Blade Runner, the cyberpunk video game, things like that. Neuromancer is kind of like the first work of cyberpunk. Came out in 1984 and was written by William Gibson. It's going to be a 10-episode series, and basically it's about a hacker recruited by a mysterious employer to pull off a high-stakes cyber heist. And it's basically this sort of like hyper-capitalist, post-capitalist, huge, like, a cyberpunk city, like lots of lights, lots of crime going on, everything owned by corporations, classic cyberpunk stuff. But this hacker guy goes into, sort of like a metaverse cyber world. He like plugs into a cyber world to do, heists, cyber heists. So a little Matrixy. I also think the Matrix is kind of feels. I've always thought the Matrix feels kind of cyberpunk as well. But yeah, I think in the trailer the setting looks really well done. It's sort of interesting. A lot of cyberpunk media always has this like either blue or pink like filter on it. Like it's just like really colorful and dark. This almost feels like a more like realistic lighting, which I was like, wasn't expecting, but it's also like maybe a good choice to not drown it in like way too much effects and atmosphere. But yeah, it looks like, I don't know where they shot it, but it looks like a, bustling cyberpunk city, and it looks well done from the bit we've seen from the trailer. So, yeah, very excited about Neuromancer.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
You said that was Apple TV Plus, right?
Yeah, it's going to be an Apple TV series. Yeah, and let's see, I hadn't really looked into the showrunner. Let's see. Oh, the showrunner is Graham Rowland. It looks like they wrote on Lost back in the day. That's interesting. And Prison Break. And they didn't create until, let's see, Jack Ryan, which that's an adaptation. Dark
Is that the
Winds.
one with John Krasinski?
I believe, yes, it is. And Dark Winds, which I haven't heard of. Psychological thriller. So yeah, it was some history in creating and show running stuff. Jack Ryan seems a lot different, but I mean, it is based on a book series.
Yeah.
So it has some history of show running a series based on a book. But yeah, exciting stuff. Can you think of any, like, it's kind of a niche genre. Have you ever, like, seen anything in this genre, like Blade Runner or, like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Have you even seen The Matrix?
It's on my list to one day get around to.
I rewatched it earlier this year, and, it's fun. Each time I rewatch it, I kind of go back and forth, because one time...
The first one?
Yeah, the first one. One time when I rewatched it, I actually remember thinking, like, it's kind of overrated from what I remember. But this last time I rewatched it, I fully was, like, on board with the corniness of it, because it is pretty corny. I love the corniness of it. It enhances it. I think it's a well-deserved classic. My most recent rewatch, that's my updated opinion, is that it is a classic for a reason. It's amazing.
Yeah, I think the closest, because I've heard people talk about how Blade Runner was an inspiration for it, is Batman Beyond.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense, yeah. There's some cyberpunk elements, yeah.
Yeah, so that's probably the closest thing I've seen, and oh man, that is a great show. To me, we've only had a few kind of what if you were to give Batman a finale, like an end to the story. To me, Batman Beyond is the absolute best one. Like, I love Dark Knight Returns. Arkham Knight was really good, although it's not really an ending anymore because they're adding on to it, but Batman Beyond, where Bruce Wayne mentors the next generation, to me, that is kind of the best ending for the character. I still hope one day, I don't know if it will happen, but hey, if we keep getting movies like Supergirl, they won't have a choice.
Yeah.
I still hope maybe one day, maybe I'm being selfish, because we did just have him come back. I still hope one day a Michael Keaton Batman Beyond movie.
Yeah. Would be cool. Well, so should we end it there, or do you have any other things you want to bring up, or should we save those for part 2?
Well, I could always bring up a couple comic book rabbit hole questions.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, we haven't had enough rabbit hole this episode, so that would be
No,
good.
we have not. And one rabbit hole I remember was we talked about smoking. Wasn't that fun, guys?
Yeah, more. We need to talk about smoking more.
Yeah. We'll talk about cigarettes, cigars, and my favorite, pipes. That's right.
Yeah.
People...
Like Gandalf. He makes pipes look cool. Smoking tobacco.
Yes.
Yep.
I mean,
actually,
you know what?
Weed.
You don't want to just have something that you'll throw away. You want a pipe that you'll hold on to forever so you can look like Popeye.
Mm-hmm.
Remember how Frosty the Snowman had a pipe?
Yeah.
In New Frosties, they took it away.
Yeah, they don't want kids to start smoking tobacco, even though they're all vaping.
Yeah, but like Frosty the Snowman doesn't have any lungs, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's healthy for him.
Yeah,
everyone's an
individual. On the corn cob.
Everyone is an individual. Everyone's body's different. For some people, like if you're a snowman, smoking is healthy.
Yes,
that's the moral of this episode.
Yes, it makes it so he's not too cold that he freezes. You need a little bit of movement as a snowman. So
yeah,
that's what does it.
Take it from someone who had cancer. I never smoked, so maybe not smoking causes cancer.
Maybe.
That could be another. You stamp that as an approved message from this podcast.
And now you're going to be like, you know what? Maybe this is a sign we need more secondhand smoke in our society, and we need to bring back smoking and non-smoking sections in restaurants.
Yeah, that's what we need.
You're like, this is my new cause in life, guys.
Yeah.
I'm really gonna, this is what I'm fighting for.
Yeah, this is what happens when you grow up sitting in the non-smoking section.
Yeah, and then like 2 years from now, after it passes, 2 years later, you're gonna be like, oh, it was great. I am so happy with what we accomplished.
Yeah.
5 years later, this is really great.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I saw some guy like on Twitter. Sometimes you know how on social media you'll see random posts. Some guy said, well, "Let me get this straight. Smoking doesn't get you high or anything, right? It just gives you cancer.
Yeah.
Then what's the point?"
I do want it's really hard for me to imagine what the appeal. Like everything I've heard about it, it just does like. I've never been interested in smoking weed, but I can understand like there's a positive neurological effect. Like I'm anxious a lot. I would love to calm down a little if it were. Some people it makes them more anxious, but I get it. I can understand, and even alcohol, which I think smells too disgusting to ever try.
Oh yeah,
I get. You want to kill the pain, but smoking, I have never heard explained to me what happens. Like, what is the draw to it? I just, I don't get it.
Recently I went to it's not local, to a museum recently in Detroit, the Henry Ford Museum. And you know what they had there? They had a section where you could see like old magazines. You could flip through them. They were in plastic, so you couldn't tear them or whatever.
Yeah.
And I flipped through like the TV guide. I kid you not, the back of every single magazine there was an ad for cigarettes.
Wow.
Wow. And it was just like, you'll love the taste of this. This is great for like the soccer mom. This is great for the business tycoon. These cigarettes for these, it was...
Yeah, I think that you can tell what the current thing that is going to destroy this generation's health by what is being most advertised. Like, that's kind of a thing. That's kind of a thing that you can trace, potentially like hundreds of millions of people have been negatively affected, died from lung cancer, emphysema, and stuff because of all of the cigarette advertising. Now, probably sports gambling. Creating an epidemic of gambling addicts, Kalshi, whatnot. So that's always something I keep an eye on as someone who.
Yeah, every time I constantly keep getting ads for BetMGM.
Yeah.
I'm just like, no. Whenever I gamble, like in a video game, like Red Dead Redemption, I always make sure to turn off autosave so I can get out of it if I lose too much.
Yeah, if only there was saves coming for gambling, that'd be awesome. Yeah. Well, I think we didn't even get to a rabbit hole question, right?
We'll get to one real quick.
Let's do
one fun comic book one. And I kind of, I guess I didn't tease it. I talked about it to you before we recorded. So, when you think of like times you've gone to a comic book shop, or maybe even just in general, whenever you go to a place that might have some older type stuff, what to you was your most recent treasure find? One where you're like, I wasn't expecting this, but oh my god, I can't believe it was here.
Oh man. You can go first while I search my mind palace.
Okay. So, I went to the comic book store 2 months ago. And, no, actually it was a month ago. And one thing I always check in the dollar section are not the recent, but the old Ultimate comics. Because I'm always just like, man, I would love to find those. Because they've gone back in print recently, but it's harder and harder to find them. It's not like it was 20 years ago where they were everywhere. And I went to the store that day because they did an alternate what if book about the old Ultimate Universe, and I was like, man, wouldn't it be cool if I was just flipping through the dollar bin and I just found like one of them? Well, started flipping, and I see, wait, what is this? An issue of Ultimate X-Men? Oh my god. And then behind it, the next issue of Ultimate X-Men, and then another, and another, and another. And I see in my hands, I'm holding 5 issues of Ultimate X-Men.
Wow.
And then yes. And then there was one I was on the fence about because I was like, I don't know if I have this before because I know I've seen this cover a bunch. Luckily, it turned out I didn't have it before, so that was a sigh of relief that I did pick it up.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta take those risks.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll keep looking. I wonder if they got any other ones because I love X-Men. Ultimate X-Men. That is the second best one I could find. But you know what would make this even better? Ultimate Spider-Man. So I flipped through because they have like 5 or 6 boxes of dollar comics. You know, the long boxes.
Yeah.
So I go to the next box. Start flipping. And I see something that's a little familiar. Ultimate Spider-Man. I'm like, oh my god. And then behind it, another one. And another. And another. So at the end of that time, I checked out. And by the way, when I'm checking out, the owner came by and was looking at what I found. I was like, oh, these are some good ones.
Yeah.
And I walked out with 5 issues of Ultimate X-Men and 4 issues of Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So in total, I got 9.
That's
I was
that's
like,
an insane
yes.
find. Yeah.
And I mean, if you
Wow.
count that new one that came out that week, 10 Ultimate books
Yeah.
that week. So I was just like,
Wow.
oh my god, I was so excited because usually I can find one issue every like few years, but in that day I found 9 of them, and I still haven't gone through them yet. But I was like, oh, I'm so happy.
That's some crazy finds for sure. Yeah, the thing is, I don't know that I have a comic book example, but I think the perfect answer really to your question, even though I think I've told this before, but it is really just the best find. And actually, I have a couple. One that I haven't mentioned before, but the one I think I've mentioned before, both of these were library finds, like 25 cents for a library donation. And yeah, one time I went to a random library that I don't normally go to, went to their section, and I found several Terry Pratchett books, probably my favorite author. And there's one book called Monstrous Regiment that I already own, and this version didn't have the dust jacket. And I decided to just buy all the Terry Pratchett books. They had like 3 there. And this
I know where this is going.
Yeah,
Because I remember you telling this on Online Answers.
Yeah, exactly. This copy of Monstrous Regiment that I already own a copy of, and I was almost not going to get, I opened and it was signed, which is amazing.
That's amazing.
By Terry Pratchett. Someone who is deceased and lived in England. So, like, crazy that I found at a library in Michigan a signed copy. But the other thing I found at a library for 25 cents once, which I was shocked when I saw it, was a very good condition first edition of It by Stephen King, which is one of my favorite books ever. And I love the cover of the first edition. What I had was a newer cover that I didn't like as much. I gave that to someone else, and now I just have the first edition. It's such a cool cover, and I'm amazed that I found it for 25 cents somewhere. So,
yes.
There we go.
That is amazing. Now, my phone is blowing up. Producer Paul is saying get off the air as soon as possible.
Yeah.
He is giving us exclamation points, so we're not going to try this out anymore. Guys, tune in to our next episode of the San Diego Comic-Con special where we talk all about the Marvel panel. And until then, keep falling down that rabbit hole.
More to come. To be continued.